California's new privacy laws could cost companies more than $55 billion in initial compliance costs. The reports released by California's Department of Finance revealed a wide range of potential costs that companies could face in becoming and staying compliant with the California Consumer Privacy Act when it comes into effect. The amount that businesses will need to pay is in part relative to the number of employees, with companies employing less than 20 employees facing costs in the region of around $50,000, whereas companies employing more than 500 workers will face initial costs in the region of $2 million. The privacy bill allows California residents, all 40 million of them, to know how companies are using their data, as well as allowing them to request that their personal data be deleted and opt out of the sale of that data. The law would apply to all companies within the state that generate an annual gross revenue in excess of $25 million, that in addition derive at least half of their earnings from selling customers' personal information, or that buy, sell, or share that personal information from at least 50,000 customers, households, or devices. Researchers have estimated that this means that up to 75% of businesses in California producing revenue of less than $25 million will also be caught by the legislation. The bill takes some elements from GDPR, the General Data Protection Regulation, which was rolled out in Europe last year. Californian companies that do business in Europe will have had to already comply with these new rules, so will in effect have a head start over those who do not. Over a year after GDPR's implementation, it looks like the damage it would do to large firms was somewhat overestimated. However, with regard to smaller firms, it has proved difficult for many of them to meet the new compliance costs. As different states begin to bring in their own privacy laws, tech executives have pushed for creating a nationwide policy, with 51 CEOs, including Amazon's Jeff Bezos and IBM's Ginni Rometty, signing an open letter to senior lawmakers requesting a federal privacy bill. This is something that lawmakers in Washington are looking at closely. Setting one clear legal compliance standard would be less costly for tech firms than a state-by-state drawn-out process. The law also brings in scope for new business opportunities. In Europe, several firms have been set up offering services to help small business comply with the legislation. The researchers also believe that the new laws could in fact help those companies who profit from selling data, in that with the laws in place, consumers may well feel more comfortable in sharing their personal information. The report states that the CCPA may, somewhat counterintuitively, also provide firms with new opportunities to expand data-based research and products. If the CCPA increases consumers' trust of data protections, it could actually increase the amount of data that consumers are willing to share with firms.